Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do refactoring for the slider. So this is basically uh, uh, one of the submission from tutorial 3.1, the one that you did last time. I picked one of the submission from your colleague. Okay, so as you can see here, this group or this team haven't yet done any refactoring, okay, including the slider. Okay, so this is the basic structure. So if you can recall, one of the reason we do refactoring is to rearrange the code by making the code a little bit more readable, but the behavior remain the same. Okay, we change the structure, but what the code does is still the same. Okay, so let's take a look here. As you can see here, slider, this slider, which means the first one here, and the second slider, the code structure is about the same, right? Okay, the only difference, again, only the value, actual value. But there is another thing here. Okay, for changing, for the on change, the problem with this, if you can recall from a previous video, I have shown you how to refactor the buttons, right? The button by simply using state, okay, state, and passing the state from parent to child. Okay, we are going to do the same, but we are going to do it here slightly different. Okay, the reason being because of this one. Okay, for the first one, we change the size. Okay, but for the second slider, we change the roundness. Okay, so here this group has been using size and roundness as a property of this application, as the state for the application. Okay, and meanwhile, I think I also need to do correction on this student. Okay, here, okay, I think this one, you try to avoid using global variables. You don't want to use global variables in your code. Instead, you want to make it local. Okay, but in Flutter, local normally it is not local to function, but local to the widget. So for example, this one, I will be arranging this code, make it local, and then I will show you on how to refactor the slider, the code for the slider. Okay, just now I just move this variable from global to local. Okay, again, do not use global variables. It's actually a bad practice in programming using global variables. Okay, there are reasons for that. When we talk about just programming, it's supposed to be fine, right? Because everything is working fine here. But doing programming is not only coding, but there is some further or next steps. One of them are testing. So testing, there are several kind of testing. One of the famous one is unit testing. Unit testing means you can test part of the code. Okay, for example, a class or a widget independently. So if you're using global, so the global might be shared among classes or among widget, right? So it's not a good idea to do in that way. So that's why make it a local here. Like we put the variables now. It's supposed to be working the same. Okay, no, but this student doesn't use any getter and setter for this kind of for this kind of operation is supposed to be okay. Okay, but if you are doing something like this, then you need to put your set state in the callback here. If you use getter here, you can bring this here. Okay, so I try to shorten this video, so I'm not going to focus on that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do refactoring. Okay, refactoring. Okay, one of the reason actually we do the general principle for refactoring is actually to make the code more organized, and one way to do so is by generalizing them. Okay, generalize the code. As you can see here, I try to figure out what is the pattern here. As you can see here, we can generalize basically this one. Okay, so for example, I can create, maybe I will call this something like my slider. Okay, and then I create my own here. So this one can be okay. Let me get rid of here. Assuming this is I'm assuming I have defined my own widgets. I call it my slider. So this one can be a parameter. Okay, so as you see here, the structure is about the same, but now we have problem with this roundness. This one can be solved. You can replace this we can replace this with like variable mean. This is variable max or parameter max, and then this can be value. Okay, so if you try to make the same for the second slider, it follows the same structure. Okay, mean, max, and so on. You got the point. Okay, but the problem with this one, okay, this is okay, still it can be value, but now when it comes to this, because here when you set state, you are changing the roundness. Okay, which is the variable. Just now we are talking about the parameter. Okay, the right side. For the left side here, this is we're changing roundness, but here, so you cannot simply change it something like value equal to because here you are use value, and then you might be thinking value equal to new value, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the pattern is supposed to be something like this, but now the problem, okay, as I mentioned in the last video, Flutter doesn't. This is actually you are trying to change a value. Where do we get this value? This might be coming from a parameter. Okay, if we declare as a class, it will be the parameter. But now how you differentiate the value is size or the value is roundness. Okay, if it is for these three buttons, this is supposed to be working, because whatever the button is, the code here is something like this, right? Color equal to, let's say, colors dot red. Okay, and then for the next button here, this one, color equal to green. Green. As you can see, the pattern is still the same. Okay, the only difference is the data. However, the variable, the right side is still the same. So this can be simply put as something like value equal to, like, or not value, but this one is supposed to be color equal to it's not new value. Yeah, you can call it like new value. Okay. Oh no, this one is the value. Okay, the value you pass as parameter. Okay, the structure is the same, but this is not the case for slider, because the right side is different variable for both slider. So let me show you how to deal with this. Okay, so I will revert this. I will revert this to the original. So let me check. This is by the way, at the left side, this is my Git. So let's see what we have here. Git status. Okay, this is very. If I want to restore revert to the original one, I can simply write this. Type this command git restore, which is the file and dot that. Okay, it's supposed to be okay. Why? Okay, wait. Okay, I need to save the file first just now and then try to revert by invoking this command git restore. That means, as you can see, there is a very handy hint here. Git restore to revert from to the original. Okay, so now I can work. To refactor this. By the way, before I coming to this code, I already create a branch. Okay, meaning that the actual or the original code is in the master branch. What I did is basically create a, okay, let's say currently you are in the master, right? Like now I'm going back to the master. Okay, so if I want to, let's say I want to try an error, okay, to play around without worrying to mess up with the original code, I can just check out with, let's say, playground, whatever I want. Just now I was typing okay, let's say playground. So playground didn't match any files. Okay, git, I think git checkout master. Okay, my bad. It's supposed to be git checkout and then create branch straight away from here. Okay, something like that. Now that means when you double check your branch, now basically I have three branch: master, playground, and refactor. This is just now. Currently I am inside the playground, so I'm going back to go to master. You do it something like that, or maybe let's say I want to delete the last branch, just branch git and then playground. Okay, and then let's see git branch. Okay, now the branch has been deleted. So now I'm going to the code. Okay, this one. Okay, refactor. So meaning that whatever I do inside this this new branch, it doesn't matter to the master. So we are in safe situation basically. So if you mess up on this and you just going back to master. Okay, now we are going to, if we change this into we refactor this into method, it's supposed to be not a big problem, but we want, it's a good idea actually, you if you can refactor your, if you have very large code some here, you refactor this into widget or a class. Okay, basically widget is a class. So how to do that? Okay, you see bulb here, show fixes. Okay, you can do select from here, but as always, you always want to use keyboard control dot. Okay, so we are going to refactor to widget. Okay, so I'm going to call this as my slider refactor anyway. If you cannot achieve this, you can actually do it manually. How to do that? You just copy and then bring your class. You need to do it something like this. Okay, you need to copy just now and then put here, but the structure, you must follow this structure. Okay, so I need to move fast here. So as usual, so for now we don't need to use the key yet, so we remove. Then of course we get this error. Why is that? Okay, why is that? This is because set stat only exists inside this widget, the stat widget here. Okay, just now where did you call the set stat? Inside the home stat, right? Okay, again, if you can recall, for stateful widget, you configure stateful widget with two classes, right? One is the widget itself, which is the container, something like in our case the home, which is the stateful. Then you attach the widget to a state, something like this. Okay, so now the set state exists inside the home state. So how do we do that? How we deal with this? Because now we are currently inside a stateless widget. So the way we are going to do, basically we are follow the same way I showed you, the same technique, okay, for the button last time. You create a link between your widget, okay, to the parent. So the idea here is that we want to pass the state, which is this one, to this guy, to this class. Okay. By the way, let's refactor first. Make it this one more generic. Let's call this. I'm going to call this from here. Let's call this my slider. Oh, just now we have this one, right? Yeah. Why don't we simply use this one? Okay. So we don't need to use the key. Yeah, we don't have to use this. Okay, but okay. Now we want just now we refactor from the first slider, right? But now we want to make this more generic, so that this class can also be used by the second slider. Okay, so to do that, here we replace with this with a parameter. So let's call this like mean. Okay, you don't worry about this one. Okay, because if in C++, yeah, you need to worry about this. C++ is not that too convenient, the syntax. But for Flutter or Dart, it it knows which is which. So although you are using two things with the same name, Flutter knows, okay, the left side is basically the parameter for slider, the right side is basically the attribute you pass. So later on I'm going to pass mean here. So we are going to provide here. We also need to provide the max. What else we need here? We also need to provide this one, the size. So for now, let's put size here. Okay, then we link this to min, max, and again, by the way, this is just shorthand. I hope you can recall what is shorthand and size. Do we need size here? And then it's a good idea actually, because you most likely be dealing with several parameters. It's a good idea to use name parameters. So you later on, when you want to configure your class or your widget, you know which parameter you are passing basically. So by specifying the name. Okay, now then we have mean. We have max, and then we also have the size. Okay, but now we have problem with this because set stat doesn't exist, because currently we are working inside the stateless widget, but stat doesn't exist in stateless widget. So to deal with this, okay, let's what we can do actually, we send this stat to this slider. So that means you also need to have this, okay, which is the stat. Okay, and again this stat. So now stat, okay, stat are coming from this one. Okay, coming from the parent. But now, okay, for now this value coming from this one. And then how about the size? The size can be used as setter because it is final. Okay, in that case, you need to make it variable. Okay, don't make it as a final. So that's how we, but still, as you can see here, okay, as you can see here, this is only applicable. Okay, later on, okay, let's try to, okay, so this, okay, there is a reason why you use constant constructor and non-constant constructor, but for now I'm not going to discuss about it. Okay, so okay, now this is supposed to be working, but we still got problem with this, right? Because this is only applicable to, this parameter works for both. Okay, because you can specify. Okay, let's try to consume this code. Okay, I can replace now the, just now we have my slider. Where is it? Okay, it's very difficult to find my slider here. So this is what I mean. You can press Control Spacebar. What's the value just now? I believe it is 0, right? Max is 300, something like that. Whatever. What's this? And then for the size, because size, you also have size here. You can bring the size from, just now we have, where is our, wow, we have, yeah, because just I was reverting this one, so I need to bring this back here. I need to bring here. Okay. Okay, then the size can be plugged in to the my slider just now. Where is my slider? Yeah, this one. And you provide my slider here, size. Okay, but now there is a problem with this, the second one. Okay, let's do for the second one. Okay, second one is my slider to 0 to 100. Okay, so because as you can see here, they are about almost the same, right? So I might be wanting to make it this more convenient. Put default value maximum. Let's say maximum we are going to use 100%, so maximum is what, that one. And then okay, then so since we changed that, so as you can see, it's very difficult actually to to find your code in Flutter because they are organized in a tree. So that's why it's very important to keep refactoring your code. Okay, you always want to refactor, make it each part of the code slightly slimmer. Okay, just now we working on slider here. Okay, so I no longer need to provide this because but it's default. Okay, and then but now the problem, this only works for size, but how about the roundness? Okay, so now we have problem with this. So we only solve the problem for mean, max, size, mean and max. Okay, it's supposed to be working that way, but this one is not possible to do that because this is only for size. Just now I give you the reason because this one, okay, the variable you try to change, you cannot make it this one. Okay, basically the idea here, if you can do this new value, make it so now here instead of size, make it as value, and then this now becomes value. Okay, and then we no longer need to use this with it, and then this one now is value, right? Okay, now it's supposed to be the syntax correct, but the problem, this is we are trying to change the value of value. Okay, that's supposed to be working, but that one only working inside my slider. But we need this my slider to be re-rendered by the parent. So the way we want to do it here, so you might, okay, here you might be, yeah, this is supposed to be something like this, right? Value equal to roundness. Yeah. Okay. This is actually the what we want to achieve. Okay. This is the logic is correct, something like this. However, okay, if you look at the nature of this code, this is basically where you apply passing by reference, because you uh, you pass this value, but later on you want this value get changed from this, right? And then you want to take the changes to the outside. That one is not the case for min and max, because these are only input you just pass and then that's it. The problem with this one, and then again the problem in that, because that doesn't support passing by reference. Okay, but to tweak or to work around, you need to change this. How to deal with passing by reference in that. There is no way of no dedicated syntax for passing by reference in that. So the way you want to do it, you pass an object, because always object is always a reference. So to work around with this, you wrap all this into an object. So we can do it here. So I will refactor this one. Okay, I will refactor this. I will refactor like this one. I'm going, okay, how do I create an object? One way is create another object. Okay, you create another object, let's say dedicated object class. Maybe you want to call it class stat or my stat. And then inside here, then you put your data, something like double size. Yeah, you put everything here. You put here. This is also working actually. Okay, then later on, instead of sending color or sending the size like the one we did just now, where is it? This one, right? Okay, we replace this by sending an object. That means we send this object, my stat object. Okay, you can create a dedicated, okay, but I don't want to create another class. In fact, we can simply use the hash. Okay, the hash. Okay, I will refactor this. Okay, I will refactor this by creating a hash. I can use final here. Final. Let's call this as data. Okay, or database or storage for this state. Okay, and then this is supposed to be a map. Okay, simply something like this. Okay, and then I can create, let's say, for now, let's create only for size. Okay, and the size is 251 initially, and then for the roundness, by the way, it's supposed to be string, and the roundness is initially this one. Okay, are we good? Okay, now, so actually we just refactor the way we present the data. Okay, just now we use this attribute, but now we are going to replace with hash. The reason being for this only actually because later on we want to send, we want to pass this attribute or this stat to different class. Okay, and then we want that class to return a value, and then the stat here will take an effect. Okay, that's why we create a class here. Okay, an object of, because map itself is an object. So you can simply if you want to more explicit, it's supposed to be something like this. Is it double or Yeah, it is double. It is more explicit, something like that. But if you're not sure, just use this one. Okay, let's that infer for you the type. So now I can get rid of this, right? But now I lose the capability of accessing the attribute. Okay, so if I want to access this, so something like here, okay, now I need to change this with how to do it, data, and then right, something like that. I need to change this one to data, and do I have roundness here? Why I got error? Okay. Yeah, it's supposed, this one is already I think what is it, integer can't be assigned. Oh yeah, because this one uh it's not a it requires an integer. Roundness is an integer, right? So you need to convert this into something like what is that? Is that to integer? Yeah, to integer. Yeah, something like that. Or we simply change this value data. What is the radius supposed to be? I believe it's supposed to be oh yeah, it's supposed to be double here. Okay, to be double. Okay, so yeah, I think let's change this, make it as a double, or you can simply make it a double, something like that. Okay, to fix the problem, because this one requires, okay, you'll be writing something like this, right? But if you don't want to change your code just now, you already have this code, right? So what we can do, create a getter here. So for example, I can create a getter for roundness. Okay, this return data and roundness. Okay, so I can move forward to the size. Then I can also set, create the, okay, so data size equal to value. So roundness roundness. So as you can see, I don't have to change the remaining code. So this is actually one of the good reason why you keep using refactoring. Like, so if you change your code only, you change part of your code, you don't have to change the remaining of your code. Okay, so what else now? Since we have this now, how do we, or just now we didn't complete the passing, right? So here, where is it, my slider, so because my slider needs to accept state. Okay, so since the data is inside the state, so we no longer need to pass the value. Okay, but I will show you how to do that. Okay, but by the way, let's try to okay, the slider here. Okay, we didn't pass the state yet, right? So by the way, I need to remove, not remove, but let's try to comment this out first. Okay, how do I pass the slider, the state? Because here we also need the state, right? Which is the purpose of state here, actually to link this, which is the slider later on, to the parent. Okay, so when we look at here, we have state. So how to get the state? Because currently we are inside the state right here. we are inside the state, which is the home state. Then the state is supposed to be is, okay, the reference, okay. So the same goes to this one. Okay. Oh no. State. This. Okay. Just now I was pressing Control Space bar here to open the list of options that I can choose from. Okay. Now how do we now this is we don't know actually the value, right? So we need a way how to pinpoint which data we are actually referring to. So that means we need this. We need this name. Okay. So the way we do it, okay, I'm going to call it like something like, let's call this as data name, or I'm going to call like name. Okay. So again, so later on here, I'm using this name. Then here now I can conveniently use this one. Oh, again, it's not data. Data is inside state, right? State name. So again here, state data, and then the name. Okay. So then how you pass name here? How you pass name? So the name is a string because we want to use the key. So name for this guy, size, okay, which is this one. Okay, where is it? This one. Okay. In our case, our data can only has two name, but later on you can actually further extend this by put another one for the color. You have another variable color. Okay, and then you keep adding this getter and setter. Okay, so I can move on to this one, to the next one. This one is supposed to be name. Okay, a string. Okay, something like that. So as you can see, the refactor is working. Something like, yeah, it's straightforward. Okay, but however here the trick. This is actually a technique. Okay, a technique how you walk around, how you pass data within widget. Okay, I think I done with that. So hopefully you watch this video in fast forward mode. Oh, okay. Since we are here, I noticed another things that I need to comment here. Okay, regarding, yeah, this is how you write in C++. Okay, because C++ only have for string manipulation, you have addition. So here is a good idea. Why you don't you don't find you don't find that. Try to use whatever that's offer. Okay, so I can change this into interpolated string, okay? Or in JavaScript you call it template string. Okay, so you have size. You have size. Why I think I don't have to rewrite, right? So I just need to take this size, and then you put everything in a string. Okay, something like that. Okay, now you want to add size. That's why here why you need to round, because after you round, then you need to convert into string. So you no longer need to do that in that. So simply write size dot round. That's it. Again, when working interpolation, if a single variable, like if it's just a size, you simply write something like that. But if it's not a single variable, then you need to use curly braces. So now this is done, and then you can keep adding with the tab. I'm not really sure whether the tab is working. You can try this out. Okay, I mean the escape sequence in that, is it working or not? Okay, again, no We can go further. Okay. Okay, and then roundness, again roundness, we okay. Tips how to, let's say I want to enclose this, right? Okay, first of all, I want to enclose this. You select that one and then press opening enclose. Okay, so it will add the closing automatically. So then you can save to delete this one. Okay. Okay, I think that's one I want to talk about in this video. Okay, so bye.